stuff I made from yesterday. Put those in the water. I'm going to keep the music on right now, so that's what I'm doing. Okay, you might have noticed that I did I turned off the comment section this time because I had a couple trolls in and I had to get mediators, mods, and everything. And, you know, I might turn the comments back on another time, but today we're going to leave it off so I don't have to deal with it. Because ain't nobody got time for that. So we'll turn them back on. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a message or however else that is done throughout the video. Just let me know. Couldn't figure out why my phone wasn't connected. There we go. There we go. All right. So I'm gonna make a few bees, and that's what I'm doing. Switch the glasses. Okay, and now I'm going to got my dodidiums, so you know these glasses that I'm wearing make it to where I can see through the orange ball of fire. So when you guys are looking at it, it looks like a big orange ball of fire, but for me, I can see right through it. Eventually, I'll add things to my website to where you can buy glasses that will have a lens on it, to where you won't be able to see, you'll be able to see through the fire too. But just on my lives and on my videos here on YouTube, we're just going to keep the lens off so it's more fun to look at. So, here's some glasses. So here we go. I could be, I was going to start with making a couple beads. Alright, here we go. Oh, of course, first of all, you've got to figure out what color you need. Those out. This is a lot better to not have comments on. Well, not that I don't like to have questions, but I will see how this goes. Okay, this yellow, this is medium lemon yellow. And then I'm going to need white for the eyes. And then I will also need black for the eyes. Black, this is regular black. This is all Moretti, so I work in Italian soft glass today. At some point I'll be working in Boro, but that day is not today. Black for the black and yellow stripes. I'm going to grab a stringer of intense black for the inside of the eyes of the bee. Best to clean your rods before you start doing the glass. Yeah, some of you have been here before might notice that I turned off the comment section. Like I said, we had a few trolls the other day, and I don't feel like it. I will figure out mods when I decide to turn on the comments again. If anybody has any questions, I am more than happy to answer them. Feel free to send me a message or whatever. I'm a glass lamp worker. My name is Jannine Scott. I've been doing this for 26 years. I do teach classes here at the Manitou Arts Center here in Manitou Springs, Colorado. And that's the spiel. I'm sticking to it. Here we go. This is steel, and these are Italian soft glass. So I'm gonna get my heat tray, like my little elbow pad there. And because this is soft glass, you do need to introduce it slowly to the flame. So a lot of that's what this flashing is all about. Flash to flash. First little dot of black, and what I'm going to do is round that out in the heat, and then I'm going to squish it with my stamp mashers. Okay, I'm trying to make the bees pretty small. When I make them big, they're weird. Gigantic things. So I'm making small little bees. Also, check out my website at J9Glass.art. I do sell the bees there, and for the holidays I put Christmas hats on them, and I also have bats and all sorts of little things that go into plants. And my jewelry collection will be coming out very soon. We're getting all the photos uploaded probably within the next month or so. So you'll also be able to now order earrings and all sorts of beaded stuff. So I'm adding the yellow. Stand mashers. So this way I think is the easiest way to make the bee stripes. If I do them one color and then use the alternate color to just draw it on, I mean, I can do that, but I I feel like this way, like I have more control over making the lines straighter. Because they've got one side's yellow and one side's black. So I'm going to put more yellow on the top of this. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. Also, you should know I'm only going to be on for an hour today. This is 2 o'clock torch time with J9. It is 11 after 2 here in Colorado. So whatever time it is where you live, this is about when I do my lives. Just about every day. Not every day, but lately it's been every day. I have to work, so you might as well come with me. Thank you. Enjoy your presence here. It is kind of a bummer to not have the comments on because I really like knowing where people are from. And it's kind of a shame that just a couple bad apples can screw it up, but we'll see. So it looks like a cheeseburger, right? Or hamburger. I'm going to put a black line on the other side of it. And I make a lot of these. This is one of my primary things that I have on my website. So before I make any of the jewelry or any of the fun stuff, I definitely have to get my beads together because a few every day means that I can handle the output for shows that I do here in Colorado and also be able to manage the website. Again, that website is J9Glass.art. And if you're wondering about shipping internationally, we have not worked it out, but if you send me an email at jannine.scott@gmail.com, I'll be happy to look into it. Alright, then another black line, we're going to put another black line on the other side. Oh, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. I do a lot of lives. I'm pretty new to doing YouTube regularly. But here I am. I used to do it on a different platform, but I have decided that YouTube is a better platform for me. And this is Italian soft glass. I'm a glass lamp worker in Colorado. Lamp work means that you use a stationary blowtorch to melt and manipulate glass rods or tubing. So, yeah. I'm going to do yellow on the inside. So I'm a glass bead maker, because that's what I do. And the plant pokes and the drinking straws are just some other stuff I make. But I'm a bead maker, and I think that beads are amazing because they have been around for thousands of years all over the world. And there's something that's really cool about that. I really appreciate the culture that comes with something like that, like an object that lasts. Glass beads don't go away, they stay. So I'm making a glass bead. I also was talking about beads. These are beads. Here's my next line. Still strikes. stripe. Yeah, the other day I searched on Google what the historical significance was of glass beads. And the answer was amazing. I'd forgotten all those things. I've been doing this a while, and I feel like it's easy to burn out. I've been doing it for a long time. And, I do shows, and I make a lot of stuff, and I do this all the time, all day. It's one thing to do what you love, but you definitely have to live. So production's where it's at, and anybody that does art for a living knows that. Bottom is the end, that is the V body. Now I'm going to have the head. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. My website is J9Glass.art. I do sell these bees there along with a lot of other stuff. And the new jewelry is coming soon. Needless to say, there are lots of stretches that need to be done fairly regularly, so my shoulders down right about. There we are. Say that I am bummed that I don't have the communication with you guys right now. But I will say it's much easier for me to do the glass. It's really hard for me to answer questions while I'm working. So if you want to send me questions, you can. And I'd be happy to speak all those questions and answers if I have them to whatever questions. In my next live. Here's one eye. There's the other eye. So you definitely want to space them out pretty far. If they look too far from here, when you melt them down, they expand. So those eyes are going to be really big. And the white with the Italian soft glass really moves fast. If you can really see how I'm putting it back and forth to keep it hot, sometimes if you do that and it's too molten, it will actually move the glass to be wonky. And here we go. There's his eyes. Now, I like to give him little blue eyes because I think it adds kind of a cartoony effect. So I put in this color, which I think is a beautiful color. Dark aqua, transparent. And I put a little dot of this into the eyes. Yeah, this is a little experiment to see. Hello. Hi, Jordan. Look, it's Jordan. See, that's Jordan. Say hi, Jordan. This is YouTube Live. Come say hi. What's up? I'm making bees. Yeah, I got my display in for earrings. And I'll be working on that today, later on. I've got a meeting at 3. Halloween here.
Leaving.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh, Jordan's
Yeah.
leaving. Bummer. Ooh, show them. Careful, don't get your. Gonna go from here. This is Jordan's glass.
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. Great. Have a great day.
Love you, friends. Bye, sweetheart.
Bye.
Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Or wait, tomorrow? Or tomorrow? Sunday. Tomorrow's Sunday, I think. Okay, hit me up unless you want to come to the house and we can do string jewelry. Okay, bye. That's my friend Jordan. He is Jordan Fitzgerald. If you want to search him, he's also a bead maker. He took my class actually 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, and was addicted to the glass after that. So here we are. This is the face of my little guy here. That's the bee body, right? And now I'm going to give him a little more oxygen because that color just likes to be an oxygen flame. Okay, better. There we go. Whoop. Thank you. I'm going to put wings on him and then I'm going to put him in the camera. And then we are going to make 2 more of those. And we'll see how long that carries us to. So with soft glass, you gotta make sure you keep everything warm. So the thing that you're working on is bee. I gotta keep them warm. I don't want them hot. I don't want them molten. But you don't want to shock him back into the flame. It's better to kind of keep him hanging out in the background here. All right. One wing. Subscribe to my channel, please. That would be great. Feel free to subscribe to my channel. I'm pretty new to YouTube as far as doing lives and videos and things. Definitely check it out. And I'll be putting a lot more stuff on it. This will be my platform to focus on for new things happening on the website, classes, online classes, just all the stuff. So I'm going to be here. There's all the. Very cute. Okay, I'm putting the kiln now. Alright, let's do that again. Gathered black glass at the end of the steel rod. A little bit. Okay, stamp mounchers. Squishy squish, there's a little disc at the end. Take my yellow. God, I can't wait to get my bangs, girl. Bring out the yellow. yellow to the black on either side. Stamp masters. Hamburger situation going on. There we go. So my name is Jannine Scott. I am a glass lamp worker in Colorado. My website is J9Glass.art. So instead of .com, it's .art. And my studio is here at the Manitou Arts Center, where we have classes for a whole bunch of different stuff, and we have equipment that you can use and nice stuff. It's very cool here. There's one side, two yellow sides with a black line in the middle. Down each dot just a little bit. And I take this is a brass paddle, also called a stump shaper. Lauren Stump makes this tool. Incredible glass artist. Also a lamp worker. Okay, I get to the black lines. I'm going to put another a yellow one. We're going to start the bottom here. So I'm making a glass bead that goes in house plants. If you're wondering what I'm doing, that's what I'm doing. I'm making a little glass bee, Italian soft glass, and this little bee is going to go into house plants, and I sell these. But yeah, check out my website at j9glass.art, and that's where you'll find the bees. There's not enough yellow on this top layer here, so I'm going to have a bit more. There we go, just a little bit more. Also, this is Italian soft glass, just so you know. I've been lamp working glass since 1999. And is definitely my passion. It's beautiful stuff. Nothing quite like the glass. Anybody that's worked with molten glass will tell you that that is true. Being in an art center, I have a lot of people come through here that are artists, of course. And it's amazing how many people say I have tried every single medium except glass. So it's kind of a tricky thing people think to get started with, but you can get smaller kits. There is available out there in the world a small thing called a hothead, which is a super duper tiny little tiny little attachment that goes onto a cylinder of nap gas, and that will melt the soft glass. What this is. The only problem with it is kind of a dirtier gas, and so it can turn the glass black. This is much cleaner. This is an oxygen and propane fueled torch, and I have controls for the center flame, which is what I'm using now, as well as the outer flame, which is like the outer part of the rosebud in this torch. I don't use the outer core very often. Sometimes if I'm pulling a cane, I'll pop that bad boy on for sure. So see how molten it is? It's really, really fast. It moves really quickly. The difference between this and borosilicate glass, if you may have seen borosilicate glass, that is hard glass. It requires a lot more heat. And frankly, the soft glass, which is what I'm using, is trickier to work with. The borosilicate moves a lot slower. It requires a whole lot more heat. You can do a lot of things with it. It's very cool stuff. But the soft glass melts in a way that's hot. It's really a different kind of melt. And I have times where I just can't go back to the boro because the soft glass is so melty and awesome. I mean, it's just fluid. Like imagine putting honey on a pencil and trying to rotate the pencil to keep the honey onto the pencil. So rotating it, that's pretty much the same thing. Yeah, I have a First Friday next Saturday. First Fridays is like an art event we have in Manitou here, where all the galleries stay open and they do, tapas and all the galleries in town stay open later, and it's really fun. But this next one, we're going to have a charm bar, so I'm going to have a lot of my charms there, and also I'll have bees. I always got to have the bees, so that's why I always start off making the bees. Bees have to be made first, because otherwise I won't make them. Well, yeah, I will, but it's better to do them first. So feel free to subscribe to my channel. That will be great. I do 2 o'clock torch time with J9. It is now 2:36 here in Colorado. Whatever time it is where you live, this is about half an hour in time that I do these. If I'm going to go live, it's going to be now. I go on for 2 hours, but I'm going to only be on for an hour today. But tomorrow, if I go live, I will probably go for an hour and a half instead of 2 hours. 2 hours is a little too long. Besides, I want to leave you guys one more. eyes far apart from each other. You don't want them too close or they'll melt into each other. Blue in there. Okay. Melt that out, and then we're going to put the intense black in there, which is the stringer in there. Melt out those eyeballs. Put little eyes. Try and do one large and one small because I think that's funny. Not all of them are like that, but if you get one off my website at J9Glass.art, if you want one that's got one big eye and one little eye, you gotta tell me. Now we're going to give them wings. I like to make the wings kind of small. I feel like if they're tiny, they make the bee look like he has to struggle to fly, which is kind of what bumblebees look like. I can't believe it. They're just a miracle. I'm almost at 100 likes. Yay, thank you. Oh, there's 100, thank you. Things. Right. Now we're going to make some beads. With the last 10 minutes. So, I am going to make pink and black dot beads first, and then I'll try and do a few different colors. So I think I'm going to do the pink and black, and then I'm going to do lime green and dark aqua. Okay, here we go. The smaller I make them, the more fun they are for earrings, honestly. But I'm going to make a set, so this is going to be a black and pink set. Second one, and then I'm going to put little tiny black dots. I'll put 5 black dots on the zip. This would super tiny ones are so cute. I didn't used to like to make the super tiny ones, but then I realized I wanted to make more jewelry, and that's where it's at. I still make some bigger stuff too, but it's fun to have the little tiny ones. 5 dots on here. Placement also just takes practice. And I still screw them up sometimes. So learn it. Okay, there's 5 dots on each one. I think the other one's a little bit bigger. We're going to give the one that I started with a little bit more. Okay. Let's go, guys. Now I make green ones. I have a meeting in 15 minutes, so I'm going to be finishing this one up and turning off the camera, but most likely I will be back tomorrow at about this time for my 2 o'clock torch time with Jannine. Fab dots. Okay. Alright, friends. Afraid I have to turn off the camera because I've got a meeting. So I'll be back tomorrow around this time, 45 minutes ago. So please join me, and I hope to see you then. Subscribe to my channel if you can, and check out my website at J9Glass.art. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye!